We are Pixel Circus, a group of developers and designers, and this is A Mystery Unfolded, a cozy whodunit platformer where you play as an origami pig in an origami world.
Within the origami world, you play as a retired pig detective, who, while enjoying a relaxing time at a local fair, witnesses a crime being uncovered, and it's up to you, Inspector Foldham, to solve and find the culprit and engage with the story. Using your skills, you can navigate around the levels and access areas to find clues that may require more vertical perspective and overcome the problems you find. Solve different types of puzzles may help you find solutions to previously unanswered questions or give you access to new routes and opportunities to explore. Talking to other characters will help develop and build the story, as well as open pathways to the lore of the world and possible different lines of questioning, creating engagement and immersion. Explore different possibilities, as not everyone may be telling the truth, and depending on what you ask, your answers may result in different outcomes that will affect the story and game experience. You will find friends, or maybe just acquaintances along the way, who have found themselves in need of your expertise. The dynamic nature of the choices you make will affect or perhaps alter your course. Piece together what you find within your notebooks to formulate your theory and piece together the clues. Characters may not act the way they do because of who they are, but because of what they have or have not done. Everyone is the suspect. There is no straight path. It is up to you to work out what is correct and piece together the different clues. You can accuse whoever you think is guilty using the clues and information you have uncovered, coerced or discovered throughout your journey. But remember, not everyone is guilty, and with multiple endings, if you accuse the wrong person, the villain may get away.
Our game is a 2.5D platformer created using Unreal Engine. Objects can be picked up, characters talked to, and clues found. Where it deviates is when we introduce the notebook as a form of mind palace to link your clues. The game is like a Knives Out style story, and find the answers to the clues you will find along your journey. The player can use objects to push and move boxes to help them solve puzzles that may allow them to reach platforms and unlock new secrets hidden away. In some instances, finding out how to get an object is just part of a much larger puzzle. The NPCs have been given a branch in dialogue systems to create an in-depth interaction between the player and the story. Creating animations into the world helped bring it to life. The origami animals feel alive, and the world will come to life the more you explore and reveal, by solving puzzles and or completing tasks asked of you by the ever-expanding characters. We have explored different shaders using post-process. The current build, we are using Lumen and PBR textures to make the objects appear more like a paper to fit our origami style. We are using the asset plugin called Dialogue X. The reason we chose this is because it's free and comes with a web-based node system that allows our narrative designer to create the dialogue nodes with options for creating different outcomes, such as random or if statement choices.
Movement and interaction are our only controls, allowing the player to focus on gameplay. This simplicity transfers well to the Switch, with the bonus of using the touch screen to drag items in the notebook. We would love to do further user testing in this area. A key mechanic is the detective's notebook. As the player explores, the notebook fills up with physical items found in the environment or snippets of important dialogue. However, the player must decide which clues are important and which are useless. To do this, the player will rip out sheets from the notebook to create case pages in a scrapbook style, where they will connect clues and add notes and decoration. The player can create as many pages as they need before they feel confident enough to start accusing characters of committing the crime. Within your notebook are multiple sections, including maps and character profiles, which fill up automatically with exploration. The player can use their case pages to cross-reference information before making judgments. The notebook also contains the player's collection of origami instructions and a scrapbook section. The player can take photos with Inspector Foldham's camera and decorate their scrapbook with snaps and stickers from the art festival.
This is a cozy platformer puzzle game, so cozy game mechanics such as authenticity with our NPCs having distinct characters, safety with not cracking the puzzle having zero negative consequences in the game, and recognizability with following recognized platform game mechanics were all baked into the puzzle design right from the start. We chose to build out the first level because it contains all the basic mechanics that the player will need to complete the rest of the game. We especially wanted our player to learn that they could interact and influence the world around them. The difficulty isn't set to very high, but it only has one solution, so until they do learn all these interactions, they won't get all the clues in the level. We also wanted the story of the game to help give the player a framework for understanding the puzzle. It helps them figure out which clues should be chased down. If you want to ignore the main puzzle and just enjoy the world, you absolutely can, and instead engage with mini puzzles if you want. The aim of this one, for example, is to get all the books to point upwards, but some are connected, so turning one turns another. All in all, the puzzles were designed to be fun, cozy, and baked into the game.
But ultimately, the player experience is exploring the festival, experiencing the environment, scrapbooking mini-games, and of course, solving the crime. But as this is a low-stakes, cozy game, the player can ignore the mystery entirely to focus on mini-games.
Now let's look at how our game compares against others that share its core features. This is Trine 4: The Nightmare Prince. Mechanically, it's the platformer puzzler most similar to ours, including some slapstick humour and dialogue puzzles. Our game, though, also has the scrapbooking element. The Sherlock Holmes game shares the casebook functionality with ours, however this casebook leads the player on a lot more than ours does, and the game itself is also heavier, with the central mystery being a murder. In our game, the player has agency over how the notebook gets filled out, and the whole mood is lighter and cozier. So who are we aiming for, and how will they find us? We've got a 12+ age rating, but expect more young adults to play the game. There are almost as many female as male gamers worldwide, with only a very slight male dominance, but cozy games get aimed at women through targeted ads and the genre ends up skewed to them, so at least at first we'll be expecting a bigger female audience. We're focusing on the motivation behind cozy gamers over specific demographics, because cozy games thrive off the feeling they give their players, and cozy game developers don't build with a specific audience in mind. Puzzlers are also a big crowd pleaser, which helps us access a wider audience. In 2023, the ESA found that puzzles are the most played game genre. Gamers are also tribal. We need to make sure that the right people talk about our game. A great fit is the Wholesome Games Conference, which just like our game celebrates the cozy games principles of safety, inclusivity, and inducing a cozy feeling. Also, as we're expecting a younger audience, will be visible on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, as these are the social media platforms used by them to search for game media. The game will be released on PC and Switch from the start, as puzzles do well on PC and sell well on Steam, and the Switch has become associated with cozy gaming ever since the Animal Crossing New Horizons success. It's still one of their top sellers now. By releasing on both, we can also directly access both markets.
Our visual research has shown that cozy games have soft world aesthetics, which means cozy atmospheres, recognizable and familiar space, and ritual mechanics. And this may contrast with the usual dark worlds expected of typical whodunits, but this contrast is exactly what we hope will delight the player base. In the game, we are creating soft aesthetics via soft color scheme, a festival space, scrapbooking, and walking around activity. Sounds also have a strong influence on game experience. We are using calming paper sounds and inspiring soft, suspicious soundscape. There is a large cast of key characters that are presented in origami technique in soft calming color scheme and friendly appearance. These concept arts led to the way the game looks and feels. Also, we have investigated on the possible ways to promote and financially support further game development. Some of the game-themed merchandise ideas, including plushie pillows, character origami folding sets, sticky notes, are visualized here. Sherry and Lucas stated that players use games to access certain psychological states. By creating ability to exchange in-game tokens to collectibles and purchase additional DLCs, we address the diversion and fantasy states in players. When developing user interface solution, the aimed aesthetics were considered along with the game visuals. Following Yablonsky's laws of UX, we aim to create aesthetically pleasing design that would be familiar to players' previous experience. By discussion testing, the game interface is kept clear and simple, with one of the main game menu elements of Notebook being centralized and enlarged to increase usability.
Looking ahead, we will release extra mysteries as DLCs and expand our game into other languages beyond English. Thank you for listening. The team bibliography, presentation transcript, and full market research document can be found with the submission. We're Pixel Circus, and this is A Mystery Unfolded.